Another year has come and gone, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's time to look at some of the best movies of the year. 2021 had a lot to offer. There was just great movie after great movie for pretty much the entirety of it. Yeah, there were some moments in the middle where it wasn't so great, but overall, I was very pleased with the film slate that we got, especially in the last couple of months. We've just been getting a lot of hits. And so making this list was a little tough, and I really wanted to try and put in as many movies as I could. Unfortunately, not all of them made the cut, but before we get started, I do want to thank everybody who has watched the videos on my channel over the past year. It means the world to me. Your support, your encouragement, you guys sharing it on social media, all of it has just been so enriching, and it makes me want to continue making more videos in the future. So I'm so glad that you are here, and if you are new, please do consider subscribing. Click the button down below. I would really appreciate it. And now we're gonna go into the honorable mentions, starting off with The Last Duel, directed by Ridley Scott. This was a really great movie, one that was very overlooked at the box office, unfortunately, but I can say for the most part that I had a very good time with it. And it's a really well-acted film as well, especially Jodie Comer's performance, which is one of my favorites of the year. The Night House, which was starring Rebecca Hall, was another film that was really great and also quite overlooked. Really great stuff, in fact, and Rebecca Hall gave one of my favorite performances of the year in that too. Spencer, directed by Pablo Larraín, has my favorite performance of the year from Kristen Stewart, who plays Princess Diana, and this film was quite an experience. It was very heartbreaking at times. There's an anxiety to it that was very immeasurable quite often, and it was a film that really stuck with me long after the credits had rolled. Last Night in Soho, directed by Edgar Wright, was a film that was polarizing for some, but I can say for the most part that I had a great time with it. Some great performances, once again some great direction and use of music from Wright, and also some gorgeous cinematography and visuals. The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, another film that was so much fun and so entertaining and almost made my list. I had such a great time with this. It was rated R awesomeness. It was funny, it was dark, it was very colorful and unique, and I had such a blast watching it. Zack Snyder's Justice League. This movie also came very close to my list, and it's a film that I really loved. I thought it was awesome the first time I watched it. I've seen it several times since then. I still think it's pretty awesome, and it has one of my favorite scenes in a comic book movie now with The Flash. West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's latest movie, which was his first musical ever, and was number 11 on my list. It almost made the top 10. It was very close, but unfortunately we just about missed the mark. Doesn't matter, because the film is extraordinary, and it's got some amazing direction, great performances. Rachel Zegler is a real revelation, and I can't wait to see where her career goes from here. As far as animation goes, there were a few movies that really stood out to me. For one, Raya and the Last Dragon. Beautifully animated. Kelly Marie Tran gave a great voice performance, and this was a movie that really stuck with me. Again, I saw it a few times, and I've loved it every single time. Similarly, Encanto. Same thing, all the notes remain the same. Beautifully animated, great voice work, just a wonderful message at the heart of it. The Mitchells versus the Machines. This was spectacular. This was so beautiful, and is one of the most unique movies I watched all year. I can't wait to see this thing again. It's out on Blu-ray, so that gives me a lot more chances to see it. I already knew it was on Netflix, but to have a disc is just awesome. Malignant, directed by James Wan, which was really great, and I had such a fun time with it. It was bizarre horror, and it's just Wan having a great time. Just having so much fun with the medium. A Quiet Place Part 2 would have made my top 10 in 2020, but unfortunately, because of so much more in 2021, it just about misses the mark on this list. A damn good film, a damn good follow-up to a really great movie, and I loved it. King Richard, starring Will Smith as the father of Serena and Venus Williams, was excellent. This was some of the best stuff Will Smith has ever done, and his performance was truly legendary.
Hey everyone, shaved look, and this is an update. I missed a couple of honorable mentions. I do want to point those out. One of them was Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Of course, that movie deserves a lot of love. One of my favorite Marvel movies of the year, but it was also a damn good superhero movie, and I had a great time watching it. Definitely deserved to be in that original listing that I was doing, and I'm sorry if I missed that. I also want to give a shout out to In the Heights. This was a joyful experience and one of the better films that I saw this year in terms of just a enjoyable, watching thing. So I was trying to say joyful there. But yeah, definitely two movies that were on my mind throughout the rest of the year, and yeah, definitely worth mentioning. So yeah, thank you, and back to the original recording.
And finally, after watching it 3 times, and I know that this is a very controversial pick, The Matrix Resurrections. This was a film that I understand a lot of people are not enjoying at the moment, but I have come to really appreciate it in the last few viewings. It's a film that just kind of works for me. And like I said, I completely understand a lot of people not liking the film. Yes, it has its issues, many so, but at the end of the day, I was very satisfied with this return to the source. And now let's get into the actual top 10. Like I said, this was not an easy list to make, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think of it. So without further ado, let's start off with number 10. And number 10 is actually a controversial pick, No Time to Die. I had a great time with this movie. This was a film that I was super excited for, and I had waited many years to see, and finally it delivered on pretty much everything I wanted. This was a very different kind of Bond movie. It's a beautiful Bond movie. It's also a great send-off, Daniel Craig's version of the character, and it's a film that, once again, I've seen a few times, and it gets better with each viewing. It's a really great work, and it's one of the best Bond movies that I've seen of the Craig era, or of any years in the last few of them. Definitely worth the shout out and deserves to be on this list. Number 9. At number 9, The Harder They Fall, which was on Netflix, a film that was so much fun and so well done. This was a terrific Western movie with an all-star cast with Jonathan Majors, Idris Elba, Zazie Beetz, Regina King, Lakeith Stanfield. Really, all of them brought their A-game to it. Delroy Lindo also. It has some excellent action, it's beautifully shot, a great soundtrack, and a very affecting story at the middle of it. The way it all comes together is excellent, and it's a film that definitely deserves to be recommended on every level. Number 8. At number 8, The Green Knight. This was a film that, again, I was very excited for, and after I saw it, I just had so many thoughts, and it kept going through my head for days to come. This was a lovely film. Dev Patel was extraordinary in the film, and it might arguably be my most visually favorite movie of the year. Some gorgeous cinematography once again. David Lowery does not disappoint on that front, and I think he did a remarkable job. This was a really special movie, and I'm looking forward to the legacy that it builds in the years to come. Again, a polarizing one. I can understand why some people did not quite like it, but I was very pleased with the final product, and I think it's a damn good movie. Number 7. At number 7, Tick Tick Boom, directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda and starring Andrew Garfield in maybe his best performance to date. This was a fun movie. This was a beautifully done movie. It's some of the best music of the year. I think Andrew Garfield has honestly got a future as a singer if he ever decides to do that. And he's excellent, of course, as Jonathan Larson. The story that is being told is also equally wonderfully done. And it's a film that I've grown to appreciate more and more as the days have passed. Number 6. At number 6, The Power of the Dog, directed by Jane Campion, another film that was brutal in an emotional sense. This film really does not hold back on some of the more emotional aspects that it's covering, and it's a wonderfully done movie, again, with terrific performances. You'll find I say terrific performances a lot, because there was some genuinely good acting this year in 2021. But also to be mentioned is Campion's gorgeous direction. This was such a stellar movie, beautifully made from beginning to end. It's a film that definitely is hard to swallow at times, but overall I was so pleased with it, and it is definitely among some of my favorite movies of the year. Definitely worth checking out. It's on Netflix, so if you've not seen it yet, please do go do that. Number 5. Now, this is where things get a little interesting. So at number 5, Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought about this quite a bit. Did I want to put this on the list this high or not? And I couldn't think of any reason not to. This film was so special, and it was so great, and I loved watching this entire story come to fruition. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, although that list is wearing thin because of the money it's made so far. But I really like this movie, and I think it's definitely one of the best superhero films that I've seen in years. It's a damn good Spider-Man movie. It's a damn good movie to be added to that canon of storytelling, and it's a film that honestly deserves all the praise that it's been getting from a lot of people. So definitely check this one out if you haven't yet, but It's a special little film. That's all I can say about it without spoiling anything. Number 4. At number 4, Coda, directed by Sean Heder and is on Apple TV+. This film was remarkable. I saw it when it first dropped online, and I remember all the days since. I've just come to love this movie more and more. This was another very special movie with some very, very moving direction and writing. It's a beautiful movie. It's one that deserves all the love that it's been getting from critics, and I hope it gets a lot of awards love as well. It already got a major award, I believe, at Sundance, and I really hope that it starts to get a lot more acclaim. I hope it actually gets a Best Picture nomination. That'd be really cool. This was a very special film. That's the word for it. Very special. Number 3. At number 3 is a weird movie. Let's just put it that way. Titane, directed by Julia Ducournau. This film was very, very strange. It's a movie that does things that I honestly did not expect. I did not think I'd ever seen a movie, and it just absolutely delivers on those promises of it being weird and bizarre in more ways than one. Like, it's insane. This movie is so bizarre, and I know I keep saying that word again, but really I can't think of another word to describe it. I absolutely love this movie. This was a wild trip, and I thought Julia Ducournau did an excellent job. I thought Agathe Roussel, who played the main character, she was really great in it. Again, a debut performance, and I couldn't believe that it was a debut performance. She was so damn good in it, and it's such an experience of a movie. Like, I wish I saw this with a full packed theater. This would have been insane. So yes, definitely deserves all of the praise that it's been getting. Number 2. At number 2, Pig, starring Nicolas Cage. This was another movie that deserves the word special attached to it. It sold itself as sort of a thriller of Nicolas Cage trying to find a truffle pig. It's not quite that at all. In fact, it is not at all a thriller. It's a movie that's essentially about grieving, loss. It's about how we process our emotions and we move forward in life, and the heartbreak and all the sadness that comes with losing someone that was really special. This movie was one hell of a trip, and I thought Nicolas Cage gave one of his best performances in years, and so did Alex Wolff. He was really good in the movie. This had also one of the most unflinching finales of a film that I thought was much quieter than I expected, and it's a film that has remained on my mind ever since I saw it. Which brings us to number 1. Now you can kind of guess what this is, because I've mentioned pretty much every other movie on my list that got top marks except for one. And that movie, as much as I've thought about it, has just been one of those super special experiences that deserves to be on this list as much as it, can. And that movie was Dune. I thought this was masterful. Denis Villeneuve has cemented himself as one of my favorite filmmakers today. And I think after Blade Runner 2049, I thought there was no way he could do something better, right? Apparently he can. Dune, or Dune Part 1, whatever you choose to call it, is a stunning film. It's a film that absolutely is kind of a miracle that it even exists. It's a gorgeous looking, terrifically acted, Hans Zimmer's score booming through the speakers. This film was staggering to watch. And again, it's a film that I've seen multiple times, and it's just gotten better for me every single time. The soundtrack is also on loop pretty much every day. I keep listening to it. It's such a special little movie, and I can't wait to see where they'll go in Dune Part 2. So yes, absolutely, above and beyond, this was my number 1 movie of the year, and it's a miracle that this movie even exists, and that it's good. It's this good. That's pretty remarkable. And that's my top 10 list of 2021. It's a very strange list, isn't it? Some of those movies are so out there and so bizarre, and yet there are some conventional ones that are blockbusters. But overall, I had a great time with 2021 movies. If I missed anything in this list or my honorable mentions, please do let me know. I had a great time, and I can't wait to watch more movies in 2022. I'm sure there's a hell of a year up ahead. I haven't seen everything that came out in 2021, sadly. There are certain movies that I missed, unfortunately. Things like Licorice Pizza, I have not yet seen. I would like to. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those as and when I can, and I will review them as those days progress. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this channel in 2021. And Happy New Year's in advance. See you guys in 2022 and at the movies.